Hey, my Taurus babies, this is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope you're having a good week, almost to the end of it. This is going to be your Taurus and Sagittarius sitting in a tree, Kissing, for October, November 2019. Housekeeping, let me first say thank you to everybody that has liked, shared, and subscribed to my page. I love you very much. I appreciate you more than you know. For the month of October, I'm doing $20 personal readings. You don't have to be a subscriber for that one. Hit me up at tarotatarot@gmail.com, or you can inbox me here on YouTube. All the pertinent information is down below. I don't know. I want to say y'all feeling kind of bored. I don't know. I might be tripping. But Sagittarius, Taurus, what you doing? I'm not feeling the happy, warm, fuzzy stuff. I'm looking at what's underneath as I'm shuffling. I don't know, Taurus. What's going on with you and Sagittarius? So this is going to be 9 cards. We'll do 3 for the recent past, 3 for current energy, and 3 for future. I will pull 2 for overall, and I will let the oracle cards fall where they will. This is an enhanced reading. 2 decks are used. What else am I missing here? And a reminder, I don't do reversals. Yeah, it's kind of like y'all have just kind of wandered off into, everybody's into their own little zone. Let's get the cards on the table and see what we got going on. We are ready to pull. So from underneath the bottom of this deck, your overall energy, Taurus, material and spiritual prosperity, and moving on. Wow. Okay. So your recent past, transformation, the throat chakra, and disruption, your current energy, sacrifice, shadow, that's your challenge in your centerpiece card, and the heart chakra, future energy, solitude, solar plexus chakra, and balance. Okay. From this deck, from the bottom, overall energy, material and spiritual prosperity, pulling the 7 of coins, moving on, pulling the 9 of swords. Wow. Transformation, pulling the 5 of swords, the throat chakra, pulling the 5 of wands, disruption, princess of coin, sacrifice, and current energy is pulling the 10 of coin, shadow, your challenge in your centerpiece card, shadow, pulls the devil, heart chakra pulls the 4 of swords, solitude pulls the 10 of swords in your future energy, solar plexus chakra pulls the 6 of swords, and balance pulls the 7 of swords. So let me see, for those of you that didn't see the last couple of videos, for this particular deck, for John Holland's Psychic Oracle Tarot deck, I had originally taken the chakra cards out. I am not a chakra kind of girl. That just ain't my thing. I know what they are. I know how it functions. But in tarot, it took me a minute to kind of get it and put it together. And then I just had, I don't know, something sitting on my head for 2 weeks saying, put them back in, put them back in, put them back in. So I put them back in. They've actually been kind of useful, but I'm still not, from this deck, familiar with the variety of meanings. So I've been doing the keywords because that kind of helps get it together. The throat chakra, I speak. And so that in your recent past, almost has a feel of that Mercury retrograde kind of energy. You said something, but 50 people swear up and down they didn't hear what you said. That kind of thing. Hold on to that thought. Overall energy, 7 of coins, on top of the material and spiritual prosperity. Taurus, it feels like you've been trying to nurture the relationship, but it feels like you're just running into, it's not a brick wall, it's an empty room. That's what it feels like. It just feels like you've just been running into an empty room. Nobody's listening. Nobody's talking to you. And this has had an effect for those of you that have been in this pairing, Taurus and Sagittarius, for over a year and a half. This feeling that you got right now where you're just kind of nurturing the empty room, if you will, has had an effect. I want to say some of you been sick because you're not understanding what's going on with the relationship. There's some transformation here, not just because the transformation card came out, of course, but the relationship. And I don't know, I did another reading last night. I think it might have been Aries, so I'm going to be inclined to say earth signs and fire signs right now might be the relationships, not just the people in the relationships, but the relationships are going through some type of transformation. And as I said in that reading last night, and kind of inclined to say it now, it doesn't have anything to do with anybody doing anything extra. It doesn't have, even though with the double card in the shadow, it doesn't have that third party pull to it. It doesn't have that multiple relationship type energy. I'm not feeling that. It feels like the two of you are growing, but you aren't growing the same way. You're growing in a different direction. And I wasn't able to articulate that last night in the Taurus and Aries reading, but it is very loudly in my head right now. Y'all are growing in a different direction, which in turn has you right here at the back end of your overall energy, kind of up in your head, up at night. You don't feel good because you're trying to understand this is a person that you love, and now suddenly you're nurturing an empty room. They're not there. And just like the Aries reading last night, there were no fire cards on the table. At least here you have one. So indicative there's a little bit of something. But it just feels like, Taurus, if you're sitting there wondering what your Sagittarius is doing, where they're going, how come they're not home, it's not that there's someone else. It's about them. They're going through much of what we're going through as Tauruses with Uranus in our sign, just at another level. They're changing. Their attitudes are changing. Their beliefs are changing. Things that they thought were going to go another way, just over time, things change. And that's where this relationship is. From your recent past with the Five of Swords, change of attitude, transformation. Duh, right there. Right there. And this may have started at the beginning of this year, maybe even earlier than that. But the signs were subtle. And, what started out as missing dinners and missing date nights because of work and something else, school or however it's resonating, things just begin little by little to whittle down. But actually what's going on is a transformation. In the recent past, that's what kicked off. Moving from that, the I speak with the throat chakra, and I can't find my focus card. This thing right here in card form. And so it seems like at some point in your recent past, and this is a little closer energy, trying to communicate with each other, trying to talk about what's going on. And it's difficult when there's not something to pick on. Addiction, alcoholism, third party situations, fuck it, I just married you for the money type shit. When there's none of that stuff going on, but you still are having the same kind of outcome, the distancing, the not communicating, or the miscommunicating, it can all feel like it's the same thing. It really can. And really what it is one of the both of you were changing. I dare say in this situation, both of you were changing. And Taurus, you're not exempt from this, and probably this is more you even than the Aries, and you just don't realize it. I think the Aries, I think the fire signs are going through changes in their belief systems. That's the best way I know how to put it. With Uranus and Taurus, we're just going complete makeover. Everything. Belief systems, how we look, how we respond to things, how we deal with things. Fire signs are dealing with this at a different level, and it's not maybe as clear or as noticeable as what we're going through, but it's a change nonetheless. Somewhere at the end of the recent past energy, it was just like, fuck it, I'm throwing all of it up in the air. Taurus, this is probably you. And it just created a disruption. Because you're trying to give, again, it's this energy, the nurturing energy. You're trying to give and put into the relationship and be creative and this, that, and the other. And it's just been one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. This has been a series of things, which brings you to your current energy. And a lot of you are at that point where, you know, if this were a happy family card, I'm just looking at the rainbow right now. A lot of you, you've got money tied up in this relationship. And I'm talking to Taurus now. You've spent a lot of money either renovating houses or helping people get through school, however it's resonating with you. You've spent a lot of the coinage on this relationship, hence the sacrifice. And you're looking at that now, and I think a lot of Tauruses are going, what the fuck? I'm just saying, your challenge, centerpiece card, there's some karmic shit here as well. When I see this card, it's always a string or two of karma somewhere playing around. But with this on top of the shadow, what it's asking and your challenge for the next month is to look at what your fears are, Taurus. Because you have a part to play in this as well. So your challenge is to look at what your fears are. And even though this is a major card, again, got major implications, look at what your connection is. Not just look at your part right there. What's your part? We know the other person has a part, but sometimes we're so busy focusing on the other person's part, we don't see, you see that eyeball? We don't see our part. Time to look in. It's time to check in, look in, see what you're thinking. What part of your attitude might need some changing? What beliefs are you holding on to? Dealing with the shadow and dealing with those fears. That's really what you're doing. Looking at yourself and going, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. And I think I said this in the Aries reading, almost getting yourself to a point of what would I do if this relationship did not exist anymore. Thinking in those terms. I'm not saying anybody is breaking up, but it's your overall energy. Moving on. And for a lot of you, and this card has really been resonating this with a lot of readings, moving out of that dark and into the light. There's a lot of you right now trying to nurture that damn empty room. Feel like it's just dark. There's nobody talking to you, nobody communicating, and you want to emerge from that. That said, you're going to have to get here, deal with those fears, so you can deal with this situation, whatever it is, head on and without fear. Without the fear of not being able to move forward or not being able to manifest yourself out of whatever it is you need to manifest yourself out of into a better situation if that's what's called for. But again, you're going to have to deal with your own personal fears and how that relates to you. With the heart chakra, grab my trusty dusty book. Yep. The I love. That's what that is. The I love. The action, I love. And that's what you're dealing with. The things that you've got with this person. The love, the I love part with this person. Taking a step back, trying to gain your composure. Just trying to take a step back and go, okay, what are we really doing here? And some of you may not be right at this point. You may still be just approaching the door of dealing with your shadow. When you come out of that, or as you get further into dealing with your fears, taking a step back, dealing with your heart, healing your heart, if that's where you need to start. If you can see the breakup or the shakeup is coming, but taking that step back and gaining your composure. Because for a lot of you, this is catching you off guard. You're not understanding, why all of a sudden, same thing with the Aries reading, why the relationship just kind of hit the brakes and just hit a dead stop. And a lot of you understand your partner's going to school, they're trying to get a promotion, they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that. And you get that, but you're not understanding where the distance is coming from, or why you feel like you're getting the cold shoulder. And it really doesn't have anything to do with any of that other than the fact that both of you are growing. And so the way you entered into this relationship is not where you are right now. In your future energy, a lot of you are going to want to be right here. Because you're going to be feeling like you got everything in the world coming at you. This is air energy. So this is going to be more that mind fuck shit. It's going to be more in your head about what's coming at you than what's actually coming at you. That's the energy off of this. A lot of you are just going to be overwhelmed, though, with the thought of maybe thinking about having to break up, move, find a place to live, all the things that come with this. Let's see, the solar plexus with the Six of Swords. That is the I can. I can. And then if I'm going to just take it a step further, looking at the card, standing up in your truth. I can stand in my truth. Move out of the choppy into the calmer. And if I have to do it on my own, with baby in tow, could be, then I'm going to do it on my own. But I can do this. Come on. And at the end of all of it, stepping into the balance, not finding it, stepping into the balance. Taurus, yeah, you stepping into the balance and walking away from some of the toxic situations that may have been created with you and your Sagittarius because of whatever's going on with the two of you. Walking away. Y'all gonna sit there and talk because Taurus, a lot of this is just, for lack of a better phrase, just to fuck with you. So there may be people around you making comments, I heard her so-and-so is breaking up. That kind of bullshit. Even family members. I heard y'all was breaking up. What you breaking up for? This is energy you don't have to play into, Taurus. Especially if you're trying to step into being balanced. This is energy you should definitely walk away from. People that's just fucking with you, trying to see what's going on in your personal life. Or family members just saying shit. Because they want to see everybody upset and pissed off. And that's not where the two of you are right now. This is not about fussing and slamming doors and, spilling coffee and doing dumb shit. This is not that kind of energy. This is literally two people that are starting here and have gone here and now doing this. Walk away from this energy, because people that don't know and don't really know what's going on, they ain't doing shit but speculating anyway. So tell them to get bent, have a nice day, and keep it moving. That's the best thing I can say. The bigger issue, that challenge, dealing with your fears, particularly as it relates to this relationship with your Sagittarius, there will come a point, Taurus, where you're going to have to sit down and have that conversation. And that's going to be that conversation of what are we doing? Where are we going? Are we going together or are we going separately? I know for a lot of you, That's a very difficult, that will be a difficult conversation to have, because again, if you got any kind of time invested into this relationship, again, time and money is sacrifice for the relationship. And Tauruses, that's going to be the first thing you look at. Where did your money go? What kind of investment was this? I thought we were going to. The thing is that you can think a whole lot of things going into a relationship, but the thing that people never factor in is how you may change. And sometimes you change and you don't have any control over it. You just change. And the things that you wanted when you started this relationship may not be the things that you want or need now. Same true for Sagittarius. Let's see what the oracle cards have for you, Taurus. I don't think I shuffled these from the last reading, so I want to make sure we got the right stuff. Clear the path. That just came up for Taurus weekend. Expect the best. Body talk. Exercise your vibes. Be flexible. And these are all things that fit right in for whatever's going on. Taurus, if you think it's going to end, now is a good time to start clearing the path with old shit. Things that have hurt you from the past. In this relationship and any other one. Now is the time to clear the path from the bullshit. I'm just saying. It's also time to clear the path with toxic people. You got toxic people in your existence and they're having some kind of negative effect on your relationship. Time for them to get off your path. I'm just saying. Expect the best. Just because I'm sitting here telling you this might be the end of something doesn't mean it has to be the end of anything. Because everybody has free will. You, Sagittarius, everybody. In that, expect the best. Don't just sit there hoping for the worst. Expect the best. It can happen. This doesn't have to be a thing of just, oh, boo-hoo. It will take work. Because you're growing. And it doesn't look like you're growing in the same direction. So it will take work. But expect the best. Listen to your body. What's your body telling you? Every time you're Sag, walk in the room and hair standing up on the back of your neck, your ears start ringing, your head start hurting, your foot start itching. I'm just saying, listen to your body. Your body will tell you something way before your eyeballs will. I'm just saying. So listen to your body and listen to what it's saying to you about your relationship. Same thing with exercise your vibes. Some of this you're going to have to use your intuition on, Taurus. The answer's not going to just pop up in your face. You're going to have to sit still for a minute. Gain your composure so you can hear what the universe is trying to say to you. At the end of all of this, be flexible. Ain't nothing written in stone. So be flexible. If this is a relationship that you think is worth saving, worth the sacrifice, worth the effort, worth you dealing with your shadow self and your fears, be flexible. That'll be the easiest way to hang on to this, is just by going with the flow and accepting whatever it is your partner is trying to do. For a lot of you, this may be, and this is the same thing I said in the Aries reading yesterday, maybe for Aries, it seemed like it was bigger decisions. And the things that I threw out, I think, were med school, pharmacy school, law school, doing things that takes a full commitment, that doesn't give a fuck about who you live with, who you're married to. You need your full attention in medical school. Any outside distraction is just that. For this reading with Sagittarius, it's not the same kind of big energy, but it's philosophical. And the person you're dealing with, they may be making up their mind. They don't want to be in a relationship anymore because it's not good for their career. Not necessarily that they're changing or going to med school or going to law school or going to pharmacy school. They just may think it's just not good at this time in their life to be in that kind of relationship, and they're doing something with their career that they want to see to the end. For others, it may just be a thing of ideas shifting. No longer want to live together. Think they need to be married and don't know that they want to marry you. Shit like that happens. People change their minds. They're, again, dealing with free will. So I would just say, Taurus, be as flexible as you possibly can be. That. Deal with your own fears. Because when you do this, anything is possible. When you conquer your fears of being alone, abandoned, left by yourself, whatever, once you deal with those, anything is possible. Anything. You break up, oh well, I can deal with this. We ain't breaking up, oh well, I can deal with this. However that's resonating with you. But do this. Make sure you do this, Taurus. Check your fears. Just do a quick check. If you don't feel like going through a whole litany of, oh, I need to write. Do a quick check. What are you afraid of? And then work through that process. Why are you afraid of being alone? Why are you afraid of the relate? Besides the fact that you love the person, but if it ended, what would be the fear there? Not enough money, not enough support, what? Look at it from every angle and sit with it. Sit with it. I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. I love you. I hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and I will talk to you soon.